All right. Good morning. Good morning. How are you guys? You ready for Christmas? It's all happening. So before I get started, I want to let you guys know about the raffle that I've been having weekly. Last week, Sandra won, and Nancy won. So I just want to say, yay! And they're going to be actually, Nancy already experienced her session and she really enjoyed it. She said she was feeling very powerful and very enlightened and very ready to take things on, and just feeling the ebb and flow of peace and ready to take action. So that was really cool. And Sandra will be meeting with me next week, so I'm looking forward to that. And you still have a chance to enter the raffle. So if you look at any one of my pages, my business page, my personal page, my group, Freedom from Negative Thinking, that is where you'll be looking to join into the group. You'll be liking and you'll be saying, I'm in, I'm interested, I want to win. And then you will. So you'll be entered into a raffle, and as many folks as you invite will be as many times as you're entered. And so that will help your chances. So please make sure to take a look at that, because this is a really great opportunity. I want to make sure to give you this gift for the holidays, because why not? You deserve it. You deserve to feel that relaxed, carefree, feeling good. This is what the holidays are for. So give yourself that opportunity. Okay, so the other thing I wanted to do was share this with more of you. So I'm going to do that right now. Okay, so that's being shared. So while we're doing that, you go ahead and you share as well. Share this information out, because so many people do not know about it. They do not know they can change their mindset. They do not know how to measure their goals. They do not know that they can feel better. They do not know they can get out of their stress. They do not know they can actually put themselves first in their life and take care of their families, versus thinking they have to put their families first and they're secondary or tertiary, or not even looking at themselves at all. Or maybe you notice that they're really stressed about their business or their career, and they don't know how to get out of it. So the work that I do helps people relieve that stress, relieve that anxiety, relieve the pain in their body. I have a client who says, you helped me remove the pit of anxiety that I lived with my whole life in my stomach. So it does that for people. It helps them to be able to take a look at these things, remove them out of their subconscious, because we automatically do things without realizing it. If we even when I was in working with different folks who were in therapy, or even myself when I was in therapy, there's this aspect of just kind of looking at the problem, looking at the problem, looking at the problem, looking at the problem, talking about the problem, looking at the problem. But there's never really an answer, never really a taking it on, because the mindset is still stuck in the subconscious beliefs of, I can't, I don't know how, I'm not good enough, I'm gonna fail, or everything I do just messes up, or I keep finding the wrong people, I keep dating the same personality, I keep having trouble in my relationships that I currently have. Those negative things are coming from a subconscious belief system. And until that belief system is changed, it can't change. It can't, because the programming is there that will run you right back to it. So it's not that there's anything wrong with you. It's not that you're broken, or that it's never going to get better. Unless you don't do anything to change it, then it will just get worse in most cases. Because if we don't know how to change something, we just keep trying to do something different, but we don't know how to do the something different. And so it leads us back to doing the same thing. And so I want to make sure that's not where you're at. I want to make sure that you're feeling good and that you're taking care of yourself and you're doing a good job, because you deserve it. So let yourself do that. Let yourself practice that. Let yourself share this information as you're here every Wednesday. So go ahead and share it. Let people know, like, oh my gosh, I so saw this. It's so something that I want you to enjoy with me. And so they'll see it's something that you're sharing with them as an appreciation, versus saying something like, oh, you need to watch this, there's something wrong with you. We don't want to approach people like that. That's not kind. And I know we don't mean to do that, but we definitely do that sometimes. So it's important to make sure that we don't do it that way. Okay. All right, cool beans. So we're going to jump on it. I am going to share my screen and I'm going to share with you some different information to help you to be able to measure your goals. A lot of times we say, oh, I want to, but then we don't know how. So I'm going to show you ways so you know how. So it feels really good. It feels much easier and you have ways to measure. And okay, so let me know, give me a thumbs up as soon as you see that you're able to see it. Okay. So the first thing that I'm sharing is going to review and you know, it's okay if you've seen this before. It's really good to see it again. It gets you back on the same page. So I'm going to make this bigger. So you should be able to see it nice and big. And I'm going to make it even bigger. Okay. Let me move this out of the way. You guys can't see this, but I can. And it's in my way. I'm going to put it over here. Okay. So when I'm working with someone and when I'm doing this myself, this is the way to think it through. So you want to take a look at your SMART goals here. You want to take a look at how you're going to be able to see what you need to do. So this works in measuring what you've done this year, and this works in taking a look into the next year. When you are looking at somewhere to go, you plug in the GPS, you plug in the address, you plug in the destination, and then you look at the route to get there. So this helps you as you're looking at where you want to go and how you're going to get there. So the first thing you start off with is taking a look at what is it that you really want. And if you're not sure, know that you don't have to figure this stuff out by yourself, right? This is meant for you to be able to do with support so that way you get really good at it. And then you're like, ooh, I got this, I got this, I got this, doing it on my own, feeling really good. And now I want to take it to the next level. So now I want to reach out again and get myself to that next level. And then you're there and then you're like, ooh, got this, doing this. And that's how it works. It's okay to get the support that you need, getting the financial advisor, getting the coach. I do hypno coaching, I do anxiety relief coaching, I do relationship coaching, I do financial coaching. When you're working with someone with life coaching and subconscious coaching, it addresses every area. And we're going to talk about that more in a moment. So when you get real clear on what it is that you want, then you have the address, you have the destination, like the GPS. So the way I like to think about it when I'm sharing, I like to say I'm the GPS that helps you to find the path, helps you to see the obstacles, helps you to see what's in your way, but you're the driver and you're the one deciding where you want to get to. And so that's where this piece helps you to take a look. And then you're also able to go, okay, so this is what worked last year when I was doing that. And this is what didn't work last year. And that helps you to see the obstacles. It helps you to see what worked. It helps you to celebrate it. It helps you to move forward with it. So it's really good. The other is you want to get real clear on your vision. So what does that mean exactly? So if you're driving in your car, you got to clean off the windshield. My husband tells me all the time, he's like, how can you drive with your windshield like that? And I'm like what? I could see just fine. But when it's really dark out, then I see what he's talking about. I don't know why I can't see it in the day, but at night it starts to kind of get like this hazy look to it. And that just means it's like dusty and it's collected some stuff. And so then you just use the Windex and wash it off. Same thing here. You get real clear about your vision. What might be in the way? What additional activities are you doing that don't need to be there? What are some things that you're finding like, I need to only look at 3 goals for the month or 3 goals for the day? Now you're going to have all kinds of tasks that you want to do, but your major primary goals. So you keep coming back to it, making sure those are getting tackled. And it might be more than 3, but you want to keep it pretty simplified so you can keep coming back. Oh, wait, got distracted, back to this. Oh, got distracted, back to this. And you'll see that in those goals, there's different steps to completing those goals. So that helps you to get real clear on your vision. Then when you're doing that, you're creating a solid strategy. Like, let's say, for instance, you're wanting to start moving forward in your business. So for me to move forward in my business, I need to call this person and call that person and call this person. And so when I do that, then that's going to lead me to this referral. That's going to lead me to this client. That's going to lead me to this speaking relationship. That's going to lead me to this marketing technique that I need to practice. That's going to lead me. And so you'll see that each of those gives you these new steps. And some of them will be done in the same day, in the same week, in the same month, in the same quarter. So that helps you to start to break down the strategy. Then you get to take a look at the SMART piece of it. So you want to be specific, measurable, attainable, relevant. So the idea is if it's time specific, you've got your deadline. If it's relevant to what you want to do, it gets you on your goals. If it's attainable, then you know for sure you can do it. If it's not attainable on your own, you get that support. And either way, it's about being attainable, not like, oh, I can't do it if I don't. No, how can I do it? Staying in that space of how can I do it? I can do this on my own. I can do this as I delegate. I can do this with my coach. And so that helps to make it attainable. It may not all be attainable at the same time. And then, of course, you want to make sure that it's measurable and you can make it measurable. Like, I know if I get it done by this time, or I know if I get these results, or I know if it's every single one of everybody I'm talking to says this, that's 100% kind of thing. So that's making it measurable and being very specific. And that's where we were talking about with your vision and your strategy helps you to get very specific. So I'm going to minimize this down a little bit because we're going to now move into the other form for you. Now, the other thing you want to take a look at before I shift is you want to take a look at what's your commitment. If you find that you're not at a 10, something's in the way. There may be fear in the way. There may be some like insecurity, and I don't like to use the word insecurity because people can be a little reluctant of that word, but it's more of, am I good enough? Can I do this? I feel like I might fail. Or this person said that it didn't work, or they said something negative about it, or things like that. So you want to take a look at what's in the way. I've had a lot of folks say to me, oh, I procrastinate so much. Procrastination usually has something to do with fear and not feeling safe, and there's something you have to plan for. So we get to take a look at what that is. Once that's planned for and moved out of the way, once that's brought up from the subconscious to the conscious, you can now plan for it. Now, there might be some stuff that's just negative thinking. And then we work on that too. And that's more of a subconscious work. That's more of a releasing. That's more of a relaxation technique that we would practice. That's also more of taking a look at what proof am I using to say that I'm not going to be good at this? And we clean up that proof. So cleaning up the old thoughts and the old memories, all that's held on a subconscious level. And that's where it's talking about cleaning up those obstacles. And then what do you see here for number 7? Group. Acknowledge and celebrate. Acknowledge and celebrate. Acknowledge and celebrate. The idea is, as you are releasing these old habits and creating new ones, you are creating new neural pathways. So the more you're like, yeah, woo, the more you're allowing those positive chemicals to drop into your body and feel really good. So keep doing it, keep doing it, keep doing it. Acknowledge your successes and celebrate. And not just celebrate like, yay, all by yourself. Celebrate by letting people know, oh my gosh, guess what? I did this. Oh my gosh. And it's not about boasting or being big or being egotistical or any of that stuff that we get caught up in. It's about going, look what I can do. Look what you can do. Look what we can do. Look, let's shine our light on each other so that light shines bigger and helps others to light their light instead of other people going, I'm so envious of you, because inside that means they believe they can't. So the more we shine light on what's possible, the more we shine light on what's possible. So make sure that you do that. Make sure you're shining light on that. All right. So now I'm going to go ahead and change the screen share to the other form for you. And if you have any questions, let me know. I want to hear from you. I want to be able to answer your questions directly, because there's different goals, there's different experiences that apply to you, that when we're talking about this, you might be like, yeah, but how does that apply to me? How do I do that specifically? And I want to be able to answer that and address that for you. Okay, so go ahead and let me know when you see the next page. You could give me a thumbs up. You can give me an I can see it. You should be seeing a Wheel of Life assessment form. And this actually will be helping you to take a look at ways that you can measure. So I'm going to go ahead and make this a little bit bigger for you. I don't know, there it is. And we'll just take a look at the sections. There we go. Okay. Now I'll go through this down to the bottom real quick. This just explains a little bit of what we're going to be doing. And when you're taking a look at each category, you put in whether you agree or disagree. And so disagree is 1 and agree is 10. And then you'll be filling out this information here, and you'll see as you do, it's going to give you a number. And then you divide the top number into the bottom number, and that gives you the percentage. And then you'll be able to put it on this little grid right here. This is going to be available in the Freedom from Negative Thinking group. It'll also be available in my Tammy Workman-Biz business page in the files section. So you'll be able to get this. If you're not able to find it there, just personal message me or text message me. You see my contact information over here. I'll make sure to get it to you directly in whatever form or fashion that works for you. This is how you can do that measuring that we were talking about. And as you're going through, you're taking a look at your spiritual and personal growth. Excuse me. The idea is you want to take a look at each area. Now, some of you might say, I'm not interested in looking at my spiritual growth. I don't have a spirituality. I don't like religion. Let yourself just take a look at what works for you. So like, what does your prayer life look like? Like, not whatever that looks like. So if you're having a difficult time believing in yourself, then what do? Do you go walking in nature? Do you pray to God or pray to universe or pray? For me, when I'm speaking about God, I'm speaking about God and Jesus and the Holy Spirit. But for you, when you're speaking about God, it may have a different meaning for you. And every person's journey is their own. It's not for me to judge. I share what my belief is, and then that's it. And I don't even really share what my belief is unless somebody's interested. It's like, we don't need to push our stuff on people, right? But do know that you aren't just this fleshy body, right? We know that we can be totally paralyzed and immobile, and our mind and our spirit is still living and being. So look at yourself as a whole. Look at that there's more than you than just this fleshy being, right? So there's times that we don't pay attention to any other stuff. We don't pay attention to our spirit. We don't pay attention to anything outside of that, and it starts to feel like kind of languishing. And then you get outside and you get connected to nature, and you start talking to God, and you're just like, oh yeah, there it is. Okay, I feel like I'm grounded again. I got my feet in the dirt. I've got my feet on the grass, or however you like it, on the sand. I'm feeling the warmth on my face. Grounded again. Because we will fail 100%. If you're out there living life, you're going to fail. And so if you find that you're feeling not quite, believing in yourself in the moment, it's important to have that other, right? So taking care of your spiritual side, taking care of that, this is how I get grounded. This is how I connect. This is how I can release all that. That's like your super conscious. Getting connected to that super conscious part of you that connects to that bigger piece of life. So connecting to God and saying, well, there it is. I'm letting that come straight through. No interference from any thoughts or emotions. Okay, cool. Got it. That feels so good. And the more you practice that, the more you can stay in that super conscious aspect. The more you can stay in that wiser being piece of you. It just takes practice. And a lot of people don't even know about that. And they're just like, oh, I want to be more spiritual. And they just feel bad and they feel guilty and they feel ashamed. Or they're like, I don't want to deal with religion at all. And then they feel negative and kind of this yucky disdain around it. That's not what your spirituality is about. When you connect to your spirituality, peace, quiet, energy, love, connection, life. That's what it's about. Right? So like when I'm connecting to God and not any of this other stuff and insecurities and worries, and it's just like, oh. So allow yourself to take a look at that. And I wanted to share that because a lot of times people get caught up in thinking spirituality is religion and they avoid it like the plague. But it's important to embrace all of you. So you would take a look at these. Each one is going to be from a 1 to a 10, and then you would see what your number is, and then it would be over 40. Then you want to take a look at your, now let me take a look. Oh yeah, okay. You want to take a look at your money and your finances. And these things will be measurable. So this is a way to take a look and answer for yourself, where is it I want to focus? And so if you see, okay, some of these need to be a little bit more. I'm looking at this and I'm seeing that this is, I always have to double check the number. I think it's agree or highly disagree. Yeah, okay, I did it right. Okay, so if this really works out, it's a 10. If it doesn't really work out, it's a 5. If it doesn't work out at all, it's a 1 kind of thing. And so as you're going through it, being totally honest, then you'll be able to see where you're at. And then we'll also be taking, it's important to take a look and go, okay, so am I being realistic or am I being judgmental? Or am I just being avoidant of the topic altogether? Money will just come. Money it just comes. It comes all the time. But no measurement, no planning, no saving, no nothing. Then even though you might feel like you're at a 10, there's something going on a subconscious level that has you having no relationship and no responsibility with money. So we get to take a look at that. Sometimes we just have our ideas kind of skewed. And then other times what I find is that it'll be at like a 5 or a 2, all of them. And it's like, wow, this person must be really judgmental with themselves. So sometimes it can just be that too. And then we take a look at that and see where that criticism and that judgment and that disdain about your progress is. So it's all about balance and figuring that out. And so I want to share with you the different experiences that I've had with my clients that they've had. So that way, as it's coming up for you, you can see the same. And then again, too, let me know if you're having any questions or concerns about this, just post it in the chat, or you can personal message me because I want to make sure to come back and address this with you. Like, for instance, Heidi was saying that she wants to learn a bit more about anxiety support, anxiety relief. And so today when I'm going through the part about the mental health support, I'll be addressing that. So I want to make sure that you guys are getting these things addressed for you, because this is your life. I'm not speaking into this generically. I'm speaking into this for you. This is my goal in my life, to make a difference for others, to help them feel better, because you deserve it. So don't forget, connect into the Freedom from Negative Thinking Facebook group. I do lives there all the time. And also any questions that you have, you can post in there. Any concerns, any challenges, and I make sure, just like today, that I'm adding it to the topic and addressing it with you. Okay, so jumping back over to family. So as you're looking through this, you'll see, just as I was explaining, it's pretty self-explanatory. Your physical environment, guys, if your life around you is stressed, and I've been learning this recently, and it's interesting, the more stressed I get, the more around me gets messy. And right now, whoa boy. So I'm always transparent with you guys. There's always work that we get to do as an individual. Nobody is perfect. We've got our stuff. And my stuff is, the more busy and the more stressed I get, the more stuff gets put and not placed. And so now that, the holiday, we were gone for 2 weekends and we had celebrated with family. This week is all about, every place has its home. Let's find that place its home. And I've been doing that. It's taking time because everywhere has got everything. Because like, I did laundry before we left and didn't put it away. And then we got back and I did laundry again before we left and didn't put it away. So I've got clean laundry, got to put it away. I've got my notes that are all taken care of, but they got to get filed. And I've got the taxes and the bills and the paperwork, and that's ready to, all of that. So if I were to leave that stress is there. And that's kind of what's coming up for me now, because it's been a couple weeks and it's growing. So now I got to get it back down to good space. So these things are not judgmental. They're temporary. They're a development, and there's always maintenance, just like an alignment in a car. It's giving you the space to realize, oh, car's wibbly wobbly. Let me go in, get an alignment, get it taken care of. The same with your spine, your health. You go in, your spine gets a little out of adjustment, and you just put it back in, and everything's feeling better. But that little bit now has your hip going dook, 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 dook. And then it has your foot off from the other foot. And so then just that one adjustment dook, puts everything right back in check. But if that stayed dook, out, then now there's going to be pain that grows from that, discomfort that grows from that, and sometimes permanent damage. So it's important that we continue to do the maintenance, keep us back in alignment. Although it looks so subtle, it puts you back right where you need to be, right back on the path. And those of you who's ever been on a boat, if you're just a little bit off, like you can't tell as you're going, but by the time you start to get confirmation, by the time you start to get to where you want to go, you're like, whoa, I am so off. I'm not even in the same place. So those little subtle bits keep you off. And so you're always wondering, like, why can't I get there? I feel so close. It's because you're just a little bit off. There's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with what's going on. There's just some things that has you off, and you just got to get them back on track. And we can't do it ourselves. I can't align myself fully. I need a chiropractor. I can't do surgery on myself. If I'm looking at you here, I can't see behind me. If somebody was standing behind me with a knife, you'd have to let me know. And, let's not put that picture there. But you know what I mean? Let me check. Now that I said it. Okay. So just go through this. You'll be able to see how things are looking. And you might have, like, let's say you're looking here and you're like, I don't know about that question, but I have another one I want to put in there instead. And so that could be yours. You could replace it. So I'm going to put in there the Word version, because a PDF version you won't be able to change, but the Word version you will be able to change, so you can alter some of these. So the health and well-being. So health and well-being is your body and your mind. So for instance, when this is saying, I approach my health in a proactive and generative way, it's not just about your body and about your fitness. It's also about your mental health. You want to make sure that you're keeping all of it in mind. It's not just about eating right. It's about sleeping right. It's about making sure that you're working with your coach and doing the things that are getting this stuff out of your subconscious mind. So when you're sleeping, you're not having nightmares. It's about making sure that you're not going to bed or not eating too late before you go to bed, because that could also cause nightmares. You're making sure that you're getting enough sleep, so that way your body's able to recuperate. So that way when you're going into your day, you don't have pain or less pain. So it's just these different areas, different topics that you can be maneuvering and thinking about with yourself. So go through them, each one. And then once you have your numbers, you bring them down here, like I showed you. You put them here in the little box. It gives you a percentage. You drop down here into this little circle. This is 0, 10%, 20%, 30%, 40%, 50%, 60%. So let's say with significant other, you had 50%. So then you go around the little box and you find significant other. You go to the 5th one. You come around to the 5th and you put a little dot right there. And so that's how you would do that. And then also you can fill out these questions here. And that would give you what you want to do. Now, this kind of goes over with you each topic. And we would definitely go into a lot more. This is a generalization. So it may or may not fit you exactly. I need a little space there. But when we're working on it, it's going to be individualized. So it will fit you 100%. I've got to fix that now. I just adjusted it. Gotta change that. So anyway, that's how you do it. That's how you get the measurements. That's how you're able to make them measurable. And you're able to also continue to do this, like inventory. So you continue to come back to this each quarter or sooner. We could actually be looking at it every other week. and even every week, depending on the specific action plan that we have set up for you. So that way you're like, oh yeah, got that, got that, got that, got to work on that, got to work on that, got to work on that. Okay, next week, ooh, got that, got that, got that. So we went from having this completed 30%, we got this completed 70%. Oh my gosh, we've got this completed like 90% now. Wow, what's in the way? Okay, so the only thing in the way is that I'm afraid to say 100% because I don't give myself 100%. All right, I'm at 100%, right? And so I also like to say, think about this like a video game. So if you've ever played a game, you'll find that there's levels. Now, if you played card games or something else, it doesn't usually work in levels, but you might be like the beginner, and then you might be like the moderate player, and then you might be like the pro. So you could think about it like that. So there's just different levels. So you get really good, and then you level up. So I'm really good in this, and now I want to shift and be able to do this. So let's say I wanted to get really good with my cardio so I could breathe better. And so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start walking. Okay, I did this piece that I want to do. I walked 5 times a day for a half an hour. My breathing is better. I feel like it's improved 70% than what it was. Okay, cool. So now I want to add a little bit more to it. I'm going to add some light weights. I'm going to add a little bit of on the treadmill, or maybe I'm going to pick it up a little bit and do jogging, and I'm going to time myself on my jogging. So, oh, okay. So I went from just walking for a half an hour to walking and then adding in 5 minutes of jogging in that time. So on and off, on and off, on and off. Okay, cool. So you just kind of level it up into that next stage and celebrating what you've accomplished in the process. So I hope this explains to you how you're able to take a look at accomplishing those dreams, measuring those goals, making them smart, measurable, attainable, relatable, and time specific. Now, I didn't go into specifics for you on what you individually want, but I would like to use Heidi's example of having some of the anxiety relief. So let's say, for instance, if we're talking about the health and wellness. So I'm approaching my health in a proactive way. So what specifically could be a proactive way? Okay, so she starts working with me. Okay, great. So that's one particular action. We're going to meet 1 time a week for an hour. We're going to be working on the different things that are causing anxiety. And so each week that's like, ooh, well, where 100% of the time I felt anxious, now I realize I'm only feeling anxious about 75% of my day. And I also find that I'm sleeping better. Okay, I find that I'm actually sleeping where I couldn't really sleep sound. I'm sleeping a couple hours each night. And so that becomes our goal. That's what we want to keep doing. And then we keep doing that. And as we keep doing that, it may improve. The hours get better, feeling more revived in the morning, feeling less anxious now. Okay, so now my anxiety is down to 50%. I'm able to connect with my spouse even better. I'm feeling more intimate and romantic because I'm not as exhausted. Or maybe that was never really an issue, but maybe now I'm really appreciating myself better and I'm eating better because I'm not as tired as I was and trying to eat, to get energy. Okay, so that's starting to change. So this helps us to get what are those really good measurements that you want to have. And initially it could just be, I want to sleep better, not sure how. I don't want to have nightmares, not sure how. I want to lose weight, not sure how. But that gives you the destination initially. And then we start to come up with the plans and the ideas and what's measurable. And it might just be, okay, so I eat carbs 7 days a week. So I'm going to make it to, I'm only eating carbs 5 days a week. And I'm having more veggies every day. And so what does that look like? Like a cup of veggies? Does it look like how much carbs are you going to be having? How much less carbs are you going to be having? So that's how you measure it. Allow yourself to practice these things. It may seem a little overwhelming as I'm expressing it, but when you take it just little bit by little bit, and then when you take each one and just put a goal on each one, it's attainable. It's relevant. It's time specific. You're getting it done. You're measuring it. You're accomplishing it. You're celebrating it. And you're able then to take it on, and this same practice will move you into 2022, because this is about you. This is not about some New Year's resolution. This is not about some, I really need to get this or I get to feel guilty. This is about you taking on your life. This is your lifestyle. And so we do what helps you to feel better for the next rest of your life, not what's going to help you feel good during a fad or just to lose some weight or just to feel better for a minute. This isn't Band-Aids. This is permanent change. And you get to have that. This is your life, guys. And so you get to step in and be able to change your life and create your life the way you want to. So get this information. I'm going to be posting it in the group. You can also text message me, ask me for it. You can message me. You can through personal message on Facebook, through my group. Please do join the Freedom from Negative Thinking Facebook group. Enter into the raffle, because we can actually go over this more in your breakthrough session. And we're going to have a recording for you, so that way you have it to listen to and feel really good. So enter the raffle, make sure you get in. And if this sounds like work that you want to do with me, give me a call. Set this up. This is what you'll be doing for your life. You deserve it. This is what you'll be doing for your family. Having the relationships that you want, losing that anxiety, losing that pain, losing that pit in your stomach, getting more sleep, having less nightmares, eating the way you want to eat and feeling good, losing the weight that you want to lose, or gaining the weight if you're not eating the way you need to. Helping yourself take on your health, take on having healthy relationships and having the career or the business that you deserve, that you dream of, that you know you're just out of reach of it. You can have it. So make sure you let me know. Get on my calendar. It's starting to fill up already into the new year. So let's go ahead and get you prepared, get you all set up. I'm also doing a relationship workshop. So if you want to join me there the first Friday of the month, you can join me there as well. We're going to make sure you get the support that you need in every way. You take care of you. Have a beautifully blessed day. Thank you to Ms. Heidi for your question about anxiety support. I hope these tidbits supported you, and I'll continue to add more, because that is exactly what I do, and that's exactly what I'm about. I am here to help you get the life you want by helping you clean out that mind trash. We don't need that. That's causing that pain and that stress in your life, in your relationships, in your business. Let's get that out of there. Ready? Bag up and out. All right, guys, you take care of yourselves. And if I don't see you beforehand, have a Merry, Merry Christmas. What do we always do? Bring it in. Oh, wait, one sec. Let me go ahead and stop the share. Doesn't give me a stop share. Oh, there it is. All right, bring it in. Big squishy hugs. Have a very Merry Christmas for you and your loved ones, even the loved ones who aren't here anymore. All the beautiful memories that you had, all of your new beautiful memories you can still share with them. Sending it to them wherever it is that they are, either whether your belief is if they're in God's memory tomb, or if your belief is if they're in heaven, if your belief is if you don't even know. We're all energy. Energy can't die. So sending that love toward them, wherever it is, however it is, it connects. Just like I'm sending it to you, and it connects to you even though you're not here. Ciao for now. You be well. Bye. Mwah.